All right, and we are live. Everybody, I want to thank you so much for taking the next 45, 50 minutes or so of your Tuesday afternoon to spend with us. We have a very exciting call for you. We're going to go very fast. We have a lot of information to share with everyone. We have an incredibly special guest who I'm going to be introducing here in just a few minutes. So hang on. We have a lot of people jumping on this call from all over the world. We have more and more people jumping on right now. This is recorded and this will be shared later on today on social media, and it'll be out there on YouTube as well. And if you're looking for, if you don't have my information, please reach out to me. My email address is steve@truehealthvision.com, and send me an email and just say, hey, add me to the distribution list, and I'll make sure that you get on the distribution for all of these calls, demos, and events that we have going on, not just here in Seattle area, Pacific Northwest, but all over the world, because our team is global. We're part of a global operation. Enagic is operating in over 160 countries around the world, guys. I mean, this business is enormous. We're changing lives everywhere, and that's what's so exciting about today. That's what's so exciting about this call, and why I'm so excited to be part of it. You see, I've been part of this business for going on about 3.5, 4 years now. And what I've had the opportunity to experience in that time is the transformation of other lives right in front of me, to see people's lives change in every way possible. And that started with me. This business gave me everything. This business gave me my faith. This business gave me a purpose. This business gave me passion. It gave me the best friends in the world. Most of the people that I'm closest to today are people that I encountered in this business and built those relationships here with Enagic. So if you found your way here, then you found your way home. And if you're just joining us for the first time, then I'm really excited for you, because I remember how it felt when my journey started. And I remember the excitement and what I had to look forward to. And based on what I've experienced in that time, I'm so excited for what you're going to experience and how your life is going to change. Now, before we bring on our special guest today, I do want to make an announcement that we do have some events coming up. The first one, the most important that I want to point out, is the big global event in June that's happening in San Diego. And that's going to be from June 20th to the 23rd at the San Diego Convention Center. This is a global event. So there's going to be people from around the world, Enagic distributors, non-distributors, coming together for this event. And if you've never been to a major event, this is your first big chance. And something I want to share from experience: if you're going to go to these events, it's so important to make sure that you have new people with you, because I can tell you that events will change your business, and this business is built at events. So please make sure that you prioritize getting yourself there, make sure everyone on your team's there, and make sure that you have new people at that event in San Diego on June 20th, because it's going to be powerful, and there's going to be a lot of physicians there. We're going to get to tour the new property with the country club, the Enagic golf course. It's going to be wonderful. So please make sure that you're there. And then we have events happening all the time. Please make sure that you're plugged in to Eli and Jelena Daffish's email distribution, so that you're on their calls every Saturday morning, because I could tell you that call is probably the most powerful regular call that's available in Enagic. So if you want to make sure that you're plugged in and on fire about your business at all times, please make sure that you're on those 9 a.m. calls every Saturday. And you could reach out to Eli and Jelena and get added to their distribution at eventiseli@yahoo.com. That's eventiseli@yahoo.com. All right, so without further ado, we have, as I said, we have a very special guest, and I'm going to bring him on here in just a moment. But first, just a little bit of background information. When I started into this business about 3.5, 4 years ago, like everyone else, I had some challenges in the beginning. And this was my first opportunity in network marketing. This is my first opportunity in sales. So I really didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, and I was a little overwhelmed, as I'm sure many distributors feel in the beginning. But a friend of mine advised me to reach out to a gentleman named Siha Top. And I had seen Siha at events speaking on stage, and I knew that he had built a very, very large business. He was very successful, and he was a leader in the business. But I never actually had a one-on-one conversation with him. So I actually picked up the phone and I called Siha one day, and I got his voicemail, and I said, "Hey, Siha, you don't know me. My name's Steve Beaumont, but I'm having some challenges in my business, and I was just wondering if I could pick your brain for a few minutes." And Siha called me back just a few hours later, and I was very surprised that he took the time and spent about 45 minutes on the phone with me and gave me a sense of direction, a real sense of direction, based on his experience in this business, based on his experience in other businesses, and his experience working with people and in relationships. And I truly believe that Siha is going to bring that same sense of direction to this call. The purpose for this call today is to provide valuable information for Enagic distributors, current Enagic distributors, and also for non-Enagic distributors. So if you're on this call and you haven't become a part of this operation yet, that's okay. This call is for you. And if you have anyone that you're introducing to this business that you want on this call, you still have an opportunity to send out a text and get them on this call and introduce them to Siha and see what this is all about. So my experience with Siha has been wonderful over the last couple of years. I've had the opportunity to not only work with him on a professional level, but to become friends with him and to hang out and to enjoy meals together. And if you follow Siha on social media, you see that he's out there. He's traveling the world. He's sharing the message. He's doing the deal. And he's also enjoying life. He's living life with purpose. You see him skiing. You see him with his family and with his kids and traveling all over the world. One day he's in Hawaii. The next day he's in Cambodia. And he's doing this with a purpose. He's very passionate about this business, and I promise you will not find a more compassionate yet effective leader in the Enagic organization. He's one of my heroes in this business, and he's actually one of my heroes in life. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to introduce to you, he's a 6A2-3 in the Enagic business, Mr. Siha Top. Siha, are you with us, brother?
Let's see, am I on?
There you are.
Hey, everybody. I got some claps. I got this. That's all back to you guys. It's not about me. It's about you guys. Look at all these beautiful faces. Oh, wow. Thank you, Steve, for putting this together, and I'm honored to be here. I can't wait to just, share what we got to share, what we talked about. Like you said, you just reached out to me. When I started, I was looking for somebody to reach out to, and I never really had anybody, so I kind of had to figure it out myself. So now that I've been through the good, the bad, and the ugly with Enagic, or with business, period, 10 years now in the Enagic business. Yeah, can you believe that? 10 years. And prior to that, 20 years in banking and finance and real estate development. So this is only my second career in my life. So I like making plans for the long haul, I guess. I like stability. I like working and getting results, and that's what we're going to talk about. But I wanted to share with you that, so many people reach out to me nowadays, whether it be, like you said, with a phone call or with a Facebook, request or whatnot. And I love getting back to everybody. But just know that I do travel a lot. I do have a lot of hobbies and stuff like that. So give me a chance to get back to you on that. Allow me to make sure that you're for real, because I get Facebook requests, and I don't know if it's a hacked account, or I don't know if it's a somebody that I can communicate with, because I get it from all over the world, and there's time is precious. And if I can't communicate with you from another world, and it takes too long to do the translator, and you're not responding back to my first email or my first private messenger, then we can go forward. But so let's start. Where do you want to start, my man? This is your show. I'm here to serve.
Well, Siha, let's just start at the beginning. I know that we have a lot to cover, but let's just start at the beginning. I know that you come from a background in finance, and you were very, very successful in that for a long time. And of course, circumstances beyond your control changed that for you. And if you just give us the short version of how you came into this project and what that looked like for you.
Yeah, for sure. Just real quickly, in 2008, there's a recession here in all over the world, but it hit us really hard in America. I was right in the epicenter because of finance and real estate. So I lost my business financially. I didn't lose it because I didn't have clients. I lost it because literally it fell out from underneath me, and I had to reinvent myself. I wanted to stay and live where I live, in Bellingham, Washington. This is where I was raising my family. It's where I wanted to raise my family. I didn't want to pick up and move. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I mean, you go to school for a certain industry, maybe finance or whatever it is. Mine happened to be economics, and then getting out and doing, what I thought I went to school for, and not being able to apply that in my daily career anymore. After 2008, I was at a loss. And I don't know if anybody out there's, been in that, been in that same position where you just, what am I going to do now? And not only did I lose my financial health, but I lost my physical health, and my mental health. As my physical health, I was so stressed that I had ulcers, and I had severe acid reflux and whatnot, where I was, to the point where I was coughing up blood because I was so stressed out, and I wasn't making the right lifestyle choices at that time because I didn't know, I didn't care, and I also didn't have the money to. So that was deteriorating my health. My my mental health, I was at a point in my life where I was depressed, to be honest with you. If you guys know me, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, and, I can usually just let, stresses of life just, I can just sever it and move on. But not when you're like so crushed, where I was a new father. My 1-year-old, my 3-year-old were just born. My wife just sold her business so that she can be an at-home mom. And so we didn't have her income. We really didn't use her income anyways. That was just savings. My income was depleted, zero in 2008.
Wow.
And so that was a hardship that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy because it hurt, and I'd never been there before. So like I said, and you were asking me, I had to reinvent myself. I got introduced to our project. I got introduced to our product, which is Kangen water. And up in Vancouver, Canada, I live right by the Canadian border, by Mr. Wade Lightheart, a good buddy of mine now. And I tried it just like everybody else. I was skeptic. I tried the product. The product worked on me. Within 4 days, the cough, the acid reflux that I had for 7 years, no longer. So that was my personal testament to the water. I didn't do anything different. I didn't go to the doctors or do anything out of the ordinary after drinking the water. And that's what happened to me. So I experienced better health and better clarity, more energy, and that opened my eyes to not just the health, but I was looking for an opportunity. And matter of fact, I was looking for a global opportunity, and I was looking for an online store, and I was looking for the business of tomorrow. I was looking for all these things that any entrepreneur, in my opinion, if you're looking for a career or a business to get into, do your checklist of what you're looking for. Lifestyle, product, joy, happiness, helping others, serving others, traveling around the world, living a lifestyle, providing for your family, being with your friends, doing your hobbies. Do your checkoff list exactly what you're looking for. And that's what I did. And this project, the Enagic project, fell into my lap. The product gave me what I needed for my health. The business side, it gave me what I was looking for to be an entrepreneur. And I took it from that point. From that point on, I just learned the hard way. I say learn the hard way because you have a business opportunity, but you really don't have any guidance or no GPS. Unlike right now, everyone that's on this call, this is your GPS. We're going to give you a GPS. We talked, Steve and I talked earlier about, what's your plan? What's your plan? We all have our own individual plans, and I want you guys to think about your plans. I want you guys to think about, okay, so how are you going to do it? What systems are you going to pick or do? And then, in one of the most important things that I look for is results. What results are you looking for? And so for me, I worked backwards. I thought about, and we talked about mindset, right, Steve?
Yeah.
We talked about mindset. My mindset was, okay, what was the results that I wanted from this business? So I worked backwards. So picture yourself in 2 years, where do you want to be? Picture yourself in 5 years, where do you want to be? Picture yourself in 8 years, where do you want to be? And when I say where do you want to be, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually, relationship-wise, you know, it's your life. And this is a life by design, and you get to design it. So write down everything that you want because you deserve it. Write down everything that you want because you will get it. And I know for some that may be hard to believe. For myself, it was very hard to believe in 2008. It was like, this is going to be impossible to get to the result that I was looking for. I was looking for, I'll just name off some things that just, you know what, were probably small, but were huge. I just wanted to pay my power bill, my food bill, my home. I wanted just my nut to be covered.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't about making a lot of money at first. It was like, how can I just cover my nut? Right. And then from there, I'll decide what I need. I'll decide what I can put away and save and this and that. And then it was, you know, on my list of, it would be nice to be able to go to a restaurant and not have to look at the price. It would be nice to not pick, you know, from the menu because it was based on, you know, pricing. I mean, these are just some of my personal things, right? It would be nice to be able to treat my mom, my dad, which, you know, we have limited time on this planet, folks. And we all know that. And I cherish those moments. I cherish those times with my loved ones. And I try to take out 2 to 3 days, minimum 2 to 3 days, preferably a week, to spend with the people that are my loved ones, that mean the most to me. My mom, my dad, my wife, my best friends. You know, there's only 365 days a year, 52 weeks, but if you cut it down, you're really limited. Well, one of the small things I wrote, I wanted to be able to spend time with my parents. You know, every year I'll spend 2 to 3 days going somewhere with my dad, or I'll spend 2 or 3 days or a week going somewhere with my mom. And those are small things. Those are the results. I wanted to be able to teach my kids how to ski. And skiing is not it's not cheap.
No.
Any kind of sport isn't cheap. So I was looking at, you know, what can I do, or excuse me, what do I want for my children? Well, I want them to have piano lessons because they have a talent, they like it, they're good at it. That costs money. You know, they like sports, so I wanted them to be able to learn how to ski and ski all the mountains everywhere that we can go, everywhere in the world. You know, that was for my children. For my wife, I wanted to provide freedom for her because she's worked her whole teenage or childhood from 12 years old on. She's worked. Her family's, her older brothers and sisters. She was number 9 out of 11 siblings, so she was the younger one. So she would take care of all the nieces and nephews. So she really didn't have a childhood. So I wanted to give her freedom as an adult to do whatever she wanted to do because she really didn't have a childhood. So with Enagic, with this project, I was able to help provide that because ever since I was able to succeed with Enagic, we were able to succeed with Enagic. She was able to volunteer at the children's kindergarten all the way through now. She volunteers at the school because that's what she wants. You know, and she's her own boss, so she has her own hair. She rents a booth for a hairstyle. She's a hairstylist, so she goes in when she wants to go in. But I wanted to provide her that freedom as well. So I'm sharing with you guys, you know, the things that mean, you know, a lot to me, and I wanted to provide for my family. So those were my visuals, or my vision for what I wanted to do: 2 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. I wanted personally for myself, I wanted to retire. You know, what does retire mean? Retire is different for everybody that's on this call. For me, retirement means all the bills are paid. I have enough going, I have some going into savings, And, you know, I get to do my hobbies. I get to do whatever I want to do, live in abundance, you know. Like Bashar says, living in abundance is being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do, how you want to do it, with whom you want to do it. So that I wanted that for myself. And so I've been able to semi-retire with Enagic. I'm able to, you know, live my lifelong hobby of wanting to learn how to fly. So getting my pilot's license, you know, and that wasn't easy. It was, of course, it's expensive, but you know, it's challenging mentally and it's challenging physically, because my number one fear for life was public speaking. I say was. Public speaking, that was number one. And the other number one, I had two number one fears, was heights. So I was deathly afraid of heights. You know, a year and a half ago, climbing up a kid's rock wall that's 9 feet tall, my legs were shaking like crazy. You know, so those are some of the things that I wanted to see myself overcome or myself get in life, because again, we have one life to live. Right. So I want you guys to, you know, I'm not showing that to say, okay, look at what I've done. I'm showing that to say, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to accomplish? Because when I'm coaching and mentoring people, because that's what people call me, whatever, coach, mentoring, teacher, consultant, when I'm helping you, I'm asking the same questions. What is it that you want? And so many give me a blank stare because they never really thought about it. They never really knew, or they're embarrassed to say it. And you know, and I'm like, don't be embarrassed. This is what you want. You got to tell me. And so when I get to know your plans and I get to know your goals and I get to know, you know, the results that you want, guess what? As a friend, I can help you achieve that sooner. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And something, you know, what occurs to me, Siha, by everything you just said, is you solidified what your why was before you even got started, right? You knew exactly what you wanted out of this before you even made your first invitation, right?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And that's what people say. What's your why? You know, what's that burning sensation that'll make you cry and get up in the middle of the night because you want it so bad, right? So yeah, that's your why. And ask people what their why is and what their passion is. And I bet you'll get more people who don't know what that is than people who do know.
People don't, you're right. People don't think about it. We're not used to being asked questions like that. When we're little, people say to us, what do you want to be when you grow up? And there's no wrong answer to that question, right? There's no wrong answer. But today, if someone says, well, what do you want to do with your life? And you say, well, I want to start a business, you know, and I want to travel around the world and send my kids to private school. And people look at you, oh, well, you can't do that. And they'll give you some limiting reason as to why that's not possible for you, right?
Right. Limiting reasons. You brought up a topic that is near and dear to our hearts, and that's mindset. Yes. We talked about mindset. You know, where is your mindset right now? Where is your mindset going forward? I say right now because yesterday is the past. You know, an hour ago, it's the past. It's done. What that was, you know, the word was is past tense. I like focusing when it comes to mindset. What's your present mindset, right? And how do you get yourself into the right mindset? Do you have 1,000 voices or 1,000,000 voices like myself saying, you know, what is it? So being crystal clear what you want and starting off your mornings and progressing through your day and ending your day or your night, you know, with the right mindset is key. I think of it, you know, I think of it so often where my mindset is that it's just natural, you know. So let's start out with a daily routine for everybody. You know, what is your daily routine? Because that's the mindset. Okay. So for myself, the first thing that I do when I open my eyes is, you know what, I say a prayer. I give thanks and gratitude that, you know, my eyes are open and I'm breathing. I can hear my heart. I can feel my heart beating, because when you're just laying in bed, you know, and that I'm safe and that, you know, that my family's safe. So I take that moment of gratitude. I take that moment of thankfulness. And then I meditate. And for me, meditating means I come downstairs from my bedroom. I take a tall glass of Kangen water, 9.5, and I sit looking out where I live. Yeah, there you go. Cheers. I sit and I look out either to my backyard if it's, you know, nice and white and snowy, or I look out into the bay because my front window looks out into the Bellingham Bay. And I just, again, am grateful, and I meditate. And meditate could be sometimes 2 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, you know, sometimes 30 minutes. It's whatever you feel that's enough for you, right? So after I meditate, then I get up and I come back to the kitchen because it's on my way, and I do my supplements. I take my supplements and I get ready, and then I take my children to school. When I'm home, I love being a dad. I love being domesticated. So I take my children home. It only takes half an hour, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. When I come back, I stop at the gym because it's on the way, or I come all the way home and I run the trails. So it's whatever my body feels like for my morning workout. There's something that I didn't say that you guys didn't hear me, that I don't do. And that is, a lot of people, the first thing that they do is they go to their emails, is they go to their phone, not even their emails, their phone, to check messages and this and that. Wrong, totally wrong. You know what? I was in a career where the phone used to run my life, and I said never, ever, ever again. In real estate, I had to check my phone. In finance, I had to check my phone, because if I didn't, somebody was going to sue me. Somebody was going to get mad. Deals were going to fall apart. You know what? In this opportunity that we all are on, that's not going to happen. 9 out of 10, that's not going to happen. If you did what you were supposed to do to the best of your ability, it's not going to happen. It can wait. So do not check your phones. I adamantly don't do that. So before I go to work out, I do post something. Personally, I post something about 8:30 to 9:30 on the way to the gym. Just a real quick glance at, Facebook. I don't do social media. I used to not do social media at all. And so if there's any of you on the call that don't do social media, I was with you. But here's what a good friend of mine, who's like one of the number one social media realtors in the country and now the world. And he started during the crash, the 2008, as real estate was going down. He brought real estate to the social media front, and now he's like number one in the industry, and he travels around the world speaking on it. So here's what he shared with me, and I'll share with you with social media. If you're not doing it, he says, Siha, if you could spend 28 minutes every morning, and that could make you $65,000 per year, just spending that 28 minutes, would you do it? And I said, yeah. So I try to do that 28 minutes or less. And, so I put a clock, put a stopwatch if you need to, because, we've all been there where social media has taken our attention away, and we keep going down to this link, we just keep going to related things, and it's two hours into our day that we're not being productive, right? So I do limit myself to 28 minutes. And for me personally, if I've seen a post twice, then that means that's the internet gods telling me to get off. You're on there too long. So if I don't see, your post or this post or that post, it's not like I'm avoiding it. It's like, for me, I'm going with the flow. If it's there, it's meant for me to see. I'm not going to search it out, right? If I'm following, you're following me, it's going to come. So I'm just sharing with you a little bit of my tips here. So then I go to the gym, I come back from the gym. It's usually about 11 o'clock or whatnot. That's the best time to make phone calls, between 11 and 1. Why? Because most everybody are on a work schedule, a JOB schedule, a 9 to 5 schedule. So their lunchtime is about 11 o'clock to 1. Wouldn't you agree? 11 to 2 in that time. Mm-hmm. So that's when I'm most productive, by making a call. So at my 11 o'clock, before I call them, I'm prepping all the people that I'm calling. I'm sending them a text saying, hey, are you free to chat? I'm free between now and 1 o'clock. I give them a 2-hour window, and I give me a 2-hour window. And I text that out to 2, 5, 10, 20 people. And whoever responds back, that's who I'm meant to talk to, right? So that's so my mindset there is on being productive, right? So I'm making my calls and I'm doing all that between that prime time, in my opinion, prime time. And then about 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I'm laughing because I'm playing with my best friend. He's an engineer, and he's a morning guy. He gets up at 4 in the morning. He's done by 10 o'clock. You know, his day's done. He wants to go out for breakfast, or he wants to go out for lunch. So about 2 to 5 o'clock, we connect we go flying, we go snowmobiling, we go shopping, guy shopping, you know, for toys. So it's funny. I'm laughing because he tells me, hey, whatever you do, don't post any of my pictures until after 4 p.m. Because he's got a job. His boss can't be seeing him, you know, be playing around with me. So when we're flying and stuff like that, you know, just know that we probably did that in the morning or in the afternoon, and we're just posting it at 4, right? Then my day is, I love cooking for my family. My children are vegan. I cut down my meat consumption like by 90%. I'm not telling anybody how to live, but that's just how my family is. So I like to prepare my family's dinner, because when my children get home, they get home for a very short time, from 4:30 to like 5:30. I've got an hour dinner time with them, and then they go to their practices. So I don't see them until 9. So my mindset, my agenda is already set for the day. And that's what you guys should do. On my phone, I have what I do from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. I'm not kidding. Because being your own boss, you get distracted. Are you with me? You just want to do this. You want to do that. You want to go there. You want to, you know, we're spinning our wheels and we're not being productive. And so for me, my phone or my to-do list is my boss. And, you know, if I've got 30 things to do in the day, if I get done 3 of them, or I get 28 of them done, you know what? It's a pat on our back, because we're our own boss. Mm-hmm. That is, for me, that's a system. What is your daily system, and how you're going to operate your business? How are you going to move forward? Okay. When you and I spoke this morning, one of the first things that I do after I get back from the gym is work on, before I make my calls and stuff like that, is put my orders through. Mm-hmm. So I rate my customer list 1 to 5. 5-star means they want to buy a machine. They've told me they wanted to buy a machine. I'm supposed to get their credit card or whatever. That's a 5. And like this morning, I was doing eMobi, or the Mobi app, for the first time, because it's Enagic is going to convert all sales to the Mobi sooner than later. Before that, I was using enagic.com/shop. It's still active, but they're going to merge it over to eMobi. So I'm making orders first. One of the first things that I do after I get back from the gym. And then I follow up with my number 4 stars clientele. 4 stars are the ones that, you know what, they just maybe need a nudge, or I need to find out what is it that will take them to the signing. What is it that will take them so that they give me their credit card? Is it, if I ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, 0, I couldn't even give you a machine. You won't even take one. That's a 0, right? We have those clients. That's fine. Let them go. Or a 10, they want one today. Well, if they give me a 7 or an 8, that's where I categorize them as a 4 customer base, or a clientele base, because then I find out, why is it that you're a 7? How can I get you to a 10? And they'll tell me, well, I'm going through a divorce. Well, I'm changing jobs. Well, I haven't spoken to my wife or my husband yet. Well, you know, it's the money. Whatever the issue is, we need to know. You can't help somebody, you can't help them fix something if you don't know what to fix. Correct. Agree? So that's getting back with your clients in the middle of the day and resolving it. And then I have time for my teams and for like this. This is really important. This is the 2:30 time. That's why we purposely did this at 2:30, because everybody with a JOB, they can sneak out of their JOB to come do this with us. My friends that are doing this full time, this is, you know what, we should have gotten, I see some smiles, so I know some people are sneaking out of work and listening in. Yay!
Yes.
Yes. So we did this at 2:30 because for you, me, and everybody on the call, you know, look at our days. This is when this is kind of our not our low time in productivity, but we should have gotten done what we needed to get done, right, to this point. And then we still have the rest of the day to get things done. So after this call, we're not done. We go and we put it into action, okay? So just here we talked about mindset, and we talked about daily planner and your to-do list and your follow-ups. And that was just the daily system or planning for myself. Is that what you're looking for there, Steve, on the plan?
No, yeah, that was perfect. And see, you know, a couple things that I took note of when you were talking. First of all, it was you who introduced me to the system of using my phone as my follow-up. So I use this reminders app in my phone, all of my follow-ups. So let's say I drop water off at someone's house and I know that I need to follow up with them, and within 48 hours, I put a reminder right in my phone, and that reminder goes off at a certain time during the time block when I make my calls, and that reminder goes off so that I know that I need to make sure that I don't let that person fall through the cracks. You also helped me, you taught me about time blocking. As entrepreneurs, it's extremely important for us to, like you do, to block out certain parts of our time throughout the day to make sure that we don't get sidetracked and forget about the important things like personal development. Someone who's not used to personal development probably has to schedule that every day for a while. Schedule that half an hour or 45 minutes to sit down and read GoPro, or to watch a Tony Robbins YouTube video, or to listen to the Eli call from the past Saturday. So I really appreciated that. And also your rating system. That's really good. A lot of people don't rate their clients, and I think that's a good system to make sure that we at least know, so that we're qualifying people properly, right?
Yes, absolutely. And speaking on clients, thanks for the lead in on that one. You know what, guys? Start, if you haven't already, track everybody. Track your friends, track your family, track your clients, track your prospects that you don't know, track the people that you just met and you got a business card. I know it's easier said than done, but if you have emails on your prospects and you have emails of all your friends and your family, that's how I was able to organize, you know, how do I stay in touch with, you know, 10,000 people literally in my email contacts list. Well, it's because I organize them based upon our, you know, do you want information on Enagic? Do you want information on the business? Do you want information on the health? Do you want information on my life? You know, so I organize it. I'll give you an example. In my contacts list, I have Kangen 6 AAA, AAA. And what I put in there are all my leaders that I believe have the ability to be 6A2-3. Okay. And you can call it 6A2-3. I just had that from the very beginning. I just haven't switched it over. But 6A2-3. And you know who I'm talking about. You know who in your organization. Yeah, you're blowing kisses. 6A2-3, put them in a list. I have about 68 people. I know who they all are. They have the ability to be a 6A2-3. Right? Out of 12,000 people, there's my figures. I have about 68 people in my organization that are working the business, that are smart, that are productive, that are, you know, wanting it just as bad as I do, right? And then I have a 6A2, you can call it, or a 6A, just a 6A for those people, those distributors that you know what? They have potential. And I'm going to put them in the 6A category for the time being. And then I have another category called Kangen 6A or 1A. Those are the ones that said they're going to be a 6A2-3, but haven't proved it. Said they're going to be a 6A, but haven't proved it. So I keep moving them down to the 1A because it keeps my mind that when they're ready, I'm ready. But I don't have time. There's only 24 hours, right? in a day, and I have to focus on leaders. I have to focus on entrepreneurs. I have to focus on people who want to do something. So that I organize, and you should organize in your contacts list. And whether it's the back of EWS, whether it's your email account and Gmail, whether it's your phone, do that for your teams. For myself, because I travel all around the world, I organize. I have the word Kangen, and then I have the city that I go to: Kangen, Seattle; Kangen, Portland; Kangen, San Diego; Kangen, Bangkok; Kangen, Saigon; Kangen, Paris; Kangen, Rome. So I have Kangen, and I have all these cities. And what I do for my teams is I say, tell me where you have prospects in, family in, or friends in, or you want to build a business in. Where? And so like Steve Beaumont would be in Seattle. Steve Beaumont would be in Arizona. Steve Beaumont would be, back in New Jersey or back east, or where your family is. So when I make a flyer that I'm going there, I don't remember everybody in that area in Seattle, but I can see there's 682 contacts. I send one flyer and it goes to all 682 of you.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's organizing your communication, because if you wanted to get an email from me on every place that I go to, you won't even look at it, because it's like spam. You just get so much, and the thing is the reason why you won't look at it, because you don't care, because it's not going to where you want it, where you have interest in. So I'm not here to spam you. I'm not here to give you information that you don't need. So I specifically ask, what cities do you want to go to? And you'll get flyers when I go to there, and I'll send it in. When I push the button, you all get it for that area. Okay. So get organizing with your contacts list, get organizing with your teams, and with flyers. You wanted me to go over invite.
Yes.
The invite is so important. This is about inviting. So it was a good segment into it. When we invite somebody, there's many ways to do it. My preference is to be able to, it depends if I'm meeting them or I'm texting them or I'm emailing them. Personally, I prefer a text. 9 out of 10 of everybody on the planet that has a cell phone is going to read their text before their email. Agreed? Anybody disagree? Some people don't even go to their emails. They go that last, if every other day, right? So if you text, it's not to text it just, hey, I'm having a demo, or hey, meet me at this demo, or hey, no. There should always, exclamation mark, always be a flyer accustomed with that text. A flyer of your event. I travel a lot, and I help a lot of people, and including my teams. When I first started this business, I made this mistake. I used to make flyers for everybody. Anybody here? I used to make flyers for all my teammates. I took it upon myself. But when I sent the flyers out to my teammates to promote, because we would book this like 4 to 6 weeks in advance, and I'd show up and I'd go, where is everybody? Did you not send out the flyer that I sent you? They go, I did, but a couple days ago or a week ago. I'm like, what? Seriously? Yeah, I see you laughing. Seriously, I took all that time to make a flyer for you and send it to you, and you didn't even invite. This is our business. If you don't put shake your head. If you don't put new eyeballs in front of me or in front of us, we can't help make that sale for you. It's just like this webinar. You put new eyeballs in front of here, you put new ears in front of us, I guarantee you sales will be going through, right? So here's what I did. All the teams, I said, if you want me to speak there, I'm ready to speak. As soon as I confirm it with you, just like with Steve, I said, make a flyer. Just like with all my teams, I say, make a flyer, then send it to me. Because now I know that they know, not me, now I know that they know when it's taking place, where it's taking place, what the topic is, and who the keynote speakers are, and all the details that they need to know and I need to know. So they have that flyer, they send it to me, right? Now I have it, I see them posting it, and if I don't, I go, where's that flyer that you made? How come you're not posting it? They post it, and then I follow up with the posting as we get closer to the event. So we're not bombarding. So just like Steve sent out a flyer through Facebook or whatnot, I didn't send that out until this morning or the day before.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Right? Because I'm the reminder in a sense. And so you want to get used, that's part of your inviting, is you have a flyer that you can send to your clients. And your clients and your friends and your family, your contacts, even if they don't have an Enagic machine. I have friends and contacts that don't have an Enagic machine, but I know that they have contacts in that area that I'm traveling to in San Francisco. And I ask them, would you send this to your contacts that you told me that were interested the last time and I missed them? Here's a flyer. So they send that flyer in. That flyer and your voice, you guys are the communication to the event. We are, and I like to describe it like this, we are the commercial to these events. If a movie is an hour and a half long, how long is the trailer, Steve? How long is normally the commercial for the movie?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. So do commercials work? Do commercials get trailers work? Do they get people from their couches, from wherever the car, to go to that movie?
Very well they do.
Okay. So you, me, we all have to be the commercial to the event. I can't teach you. I don't have a script. There is no script. The script is you and that prospect or your contact. How do you know them? How did you qualify them? What do they need? How can you help them fix? The person who fixes people's problems makes the most money. So if you know how to fix their problem, that's how the commercial is. Oh, you're a bodybuilder? Hey, did you know that hydration will help you get leaner, build more muscle mass, have more energy, be more cognate because you're putting your body through so much extreme exercise? Right? So that's my commercial. Well, my buddy, Wade Lightheart's a 3-time all-natural bodybuilding champion. He's coming to speak in Bellingham. Would you come? Or I'm qualifying somebody who is has PTSD, was in the military and has some issues. And I say, hey, you know what? I have a really great friend, and you know what? He's an amazing man, amazing family guy. But he lost his life, and he was going through what you're going through. But I say he lost his life because for 19 years, he lived it in a basement, curled up in a fetus position. And every single second, he was described to me, it felt like a knife was through his eyeballs and went to the back of his head, and it turned really slow, and it screeched. And he couldn't smell burning flesh or chicken, beef, pork, whatever, in the microwave or cooking on the stove. Are you going through any of that? Can I get you on? He's doing a webinar, and I'd love for you to join us right from your kitchen, right from your home, right from your car. Just here's the link. Here's the Zoom link. You see how I was a commercial for that? And you know who I'm talking about. That's Roger Godet. Right? See how I was a commercial to Wade Lightheart. Or, you know what? Maybe I'm qualifying them, and they're musicians. They're musicianists. They play instruments, and they sing. And I have how I would connect with them. I would say, hey, you know what? I've worked with many musicians and singers. My good friend, School Keenan, he's played the violin to the Dalai Lama. And when I shared with him the water, within like the 6th glass, like 10 minutes into it, he's squeezing his hands and he's going, can you hear that? Can you hear that? I said, can you hear what? He says, can you hear that? I said, no, I can't hear nothing. He says, that is music to my ears. You're right. You can't hear anything. Because I was just in the recording studio, and when I was playing my violin, my knuckles were clicking. The sound engineer comes in and says, what is that sound? And kept looking around. He said they had to digitally remove the clicking sound. Wow. He says, you know what I can do with this to myself and all the musicians that I know that usually have, a certain amount of time that they can play their instrument, and after that they get hurt. They can barely move their hands or whatnot. You got to listen to School Canaan. He's going to be on a webinar, or he's coming over to speak at this place. My good friend Tristan also sings. She's an amazing vocalist. I've seen her sing on Facebook and stuff. I can't wait to see her live. Can you talk? Will you talk to her? Can I get you on a Zoom call where it's a 3-way? See how see how I'm inviting people? I'm connecting them, whoever they are. That's why there is no script. People always ask me, what is a script? The script, if you get lost, if you don't know where to start, I'll give you a foundation to start, but not a script. It's called form. Oh, did we lose something? Oh, thanks, Roger.
That's awesome, Roger.
Love it. That's it. That's it. So it's called form. If you need a script and you're lost with your prospects and you want to get them, talk about form. FORM. Family, occupation, recreation, and message. You know, get to know them and their family. Talk about your family if they ask. Occupation. What do they do? They're going to ask you what you do. Recreation. What do they do for fun? Get in working out, hiking, biking, skiing, snowmobiling, racing cars, you know, whatever it is. Like my friend Dan gets in a Speedo and gets on stage and just loves that, you know. That's recreation, right? And then message. The M is for message. The message now, that's the message that you want to give to them, to ask them to come to an event, to come to a webinar, or can I come to you? That's form, okay? So that's on the invite. And that's, I don't need to go any further because just like Roger did, make it fun. Make it, you know, that connects with that person on the other end. If they're business builders, you know what? Say, hey, I know an ex-finance guy who lost it all financially, mentally, physically, spiritually in 2008. And now he's retired in the Enagic business. He gets passive income in an Enagic business. That's absolute truth. That's absolute truth, guys. And then I'll be more than happy to Zoom them. I love the Zoom stuff because in the old days, we did a 3-way call. Now when we do Zoom, I can read the prospect much better. I can help you close that much better. Okay? So that's the invite, getting them to Zoom calls, getting them to demos, getting them to Super Saturday events. Plug into these events and invite people and think of new eyeballs. Personally, when I'm on this Zoom call or I'm doing a demo or a training at a Super Saturday, guess who I'm focusing on, guys? No offense, but I'm not focusing on distributors. Yes, I read your lips, Lorette. It's focusing on new people. Mm-hmm. I want to win them over, and I do, and we do. So if you go with that mentality going into it, when you're talking in front of your teammates, I'll say it. I'll say, look, I love that you come and support me and see me and hug me and kiss me, but you know what? I can't help your business, and this is what I'm here for. So bring 2, bring 10, bring 20 people and watch your business rock. And that will just build so much confidence in you as they come, as they get inspired, as they buy. You can't wait for the next one, and you can't wait to invite the next person. And when you're there by yourself, you're thinking, God, I wish I had 10 more. I don't want you to think that. Okay, I want you to think new people. I reached out today to a few of my new Enagic friends on Facebook, and I said, come, and this is what you're going to get. And no matter how busy they are, they said, we're going to make time. Okay, so that's on the invite.
Siha, you are the master at duplication, and after hearing you describe the systems that you use, and by the way, if you're in business, you have to have systems in place, especially if you're going to do Enagic network marketing. You have to have a system. But you know, Siha, you're a master at duplication, and I've seen you in action so many times, not just on stage, but just personally, one-on-one, in making invitations and connecting with new people. And everything you preach is what you do, and that's one of the things that makes you genuine. That's one of the things that makes you effective. And for everyone who's on this call, Siha, practice what he preaches, guys. He does everything that he says he does, and he'll never ask someone on his team to do something that he himself hasn't already done or he isn't willing to do himself. And that's what makes you a true leader, my friend.
Thank you. And along those lines, again, we want to duplicate and leverage our abilities and our knowledge. I have people on the call right now that just sold 3 units or more at one time.
Nice.
And so they're smiling. So I want to congratulate them, because it's, you know, again, I went out there starting to share 2.5 years ago, not just selling one machine, but selling a lifestyle, right? Selling that living insurance, investing in your family, investing in yourself to the clients. I'm saying, I call it living insurance. And so they're buying the machine, they're buying the Ukon, our turmeric product, and they're also buying the Anespa, so that they're keeping toxins out of their body. And the joy, the smiles, the pictures that you see, you know, when people are moving 3 products at a time, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 customers, you know, in the week or in the month or it's just absolutely phenomenal. So there again, that's a system that I didn't have, that it came about, you know, through trial and error and watching other leaders, you know, do it as well. Oh, somebody's posting something else on, you know, that they talk about the trifecta. Well, that's 3 machines. I don't personally, if they want the 3 machines, great. But I'm showing them, or we're showing them, how they can invest into, you know, all of Enagic's amazing lifestyle products, right? Healthy, green, life, beauty, energetic lifestyle products. And that's part of this. That's the system. So that's how do you make sales? How do you make sales of more than just one machine? Going along the lines of the system, your upline is going to have a one, you know, the top 10 things that you need to do, the top 20 things that you need to do. Take that list, review it, and do it. Okay. Now I say your upline because everybody has their own. I have my own. When I started, it was the top 20 things you do. Then it was the top 15 things you do. Then it was the top 8 things you do. And now it's only the top 3 things that you do. Because what I share is you go to a website called the prosperityandhealthalliance.com. I know it's a long word, but prosperityandhealthalliance.com. It was created by Wade Lightheart Creel, and I help with it as well. But what we did was we put together 12 emails that will automatically send out to anybody and everybody for free of what we felt you have to at least do in the Enagic business to get going, to build a foundation, and to succeed. There's no fat. We cut out all the fat. So the emails come out automatically, like every 3 to 4 days, and you get 12 of them, and then it stops. But in email number 7, there'll be a report card, and that report card basically is: did you do number 1? Did you do number 2? Did you do number 3? Did you do all these things? And there's a yes column, and there's a no column, and there's an I need help column. And it has everything that you could think of, because we put it in there. Like, for instance, people, how many of you have been asked, what supplies do I need to get? I've been asked that tons of time. And I used to give them the list, and then 3 weeks later, they'd ask me the same question. And I'd give them the same list. And I was in Hawaii, and they called me and said, I need the list of what I need to get. And I was irritated. I was fuming. And I just said, you know what? Go to kongandemo.com, push play, go to like the 4 minutes and 87 second where you can see everything, push pause and write down everything that you need to have. Right? So that's a system. But now I don't need to do that because it's in email number 3. So I'm old school. When I get those emails, I print them up. The 12 emails, I print them up and I make notes on them and I highlight them and I do. That's me. And that's what I tell other people who get those emails. That's your chapters in the book of success with Enagic. Do every one of those chapters and write in it. That's a system. That's one system. Matter of fact, Eli Daffish has a program called The System, and it's an excellent one. Has a workbook, has a DVD. I mean, amazing. Learn that, right? So your upline, prosperityandhealthalliance.com, and just an example, Eli's or any of these, Tamia has one that has a system as well. So for me, I like mastering. If you're going to be a master at something, you need to know all the angles. If you're going to be a Sifu, which is a teacher, right? You're going to need to know all the angles, to all the tools in the toolbox. So I take a look at all these systems, I learn it, and then I pick which ones I like, or I make a hybrid of one, or I say prosperity and health. That's what we did with prosperity and health. We just picked from all these ones and what worked for us and what could move our teams forward faster. That's all we did. That is a system. Get one, find one, and do it. Just like we talked about with Eric Worre, he says always in this business, plan it, do it, then review it. And that's what I do every day with everything that I do with this business. I plan it, and then I do it, and then I review it. And the review is, what did I do good? What did I do bad? What can I do better? How can I make this easier? How can we be more productive? So there, my friend, is our planning. There's our system, and then our mission. Our mission is when we put this all together, we can move this tidal wave of successful entrepreneurs in the Enagic business faster. We can help more people get healthier. We can clean up the planet sooner. We can help with our local economy, with jobs and taxes and everything else. I mean, that's our mission. My mission is to serve. I have no problem saying that. I'm here to serve, because I've always felt like, you know what, I'm here for a reason, and this was all given to me and shared to me so that I can give back. And when I'm done serving, I feel that the good Lord, she's going to say, Siha, we need you up here because we need you to serve up here. I'm not ready. I'm right here. I'm here to serve you guys. So that's our mission.
Wow. So much information and so much value, Siha. I think, you know, I know the work you've done with the Prosperity Health Alliance. That's amazing. And I know that you're working with Enagic Web System as well. So I'm looking forward to the training that you're going to be doing on that, and learning more about how those systems are improving for our benefit. I know we did run over time a little bit. If anybody has a question, just type in the chat right now. We have time for one really quick question. If you have a question, just say, hey, I have a question in the chat, and I'll get you unmuted and on here. But in the meantime, guys, please make sure that you're plugged into all the things that we have going on, so that you have events to invite people to. Make sure that you know what events are going on. If you're in the Enagic Seattle office in Linwood, we have a calendar that's about a month and a half, 2 months ahead, where you can see every Saturday there's a demonstration going on in that office. We have training every Tuesday at this time at that office normally. We have so much stuff going on, guys. There are so many opportunities to get plugged in, and we're going to get Callie on here real quick. I'm going to unmute Callie if you're still there. And Callie has a question for Siha. See if I can find you there.
Hi, yes. Okay.
There you are. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to know what you found beneficial for, inviting, people that you don't know, or that are totally new to you, and, or the people that are potential prospects.
So
I'm feeling like, I'm really new at this kind of thing, and really new at expanding becoming more extroverted for this kind of, activity and things like that. And I'd like to find out some ways of communicating with people that really have worked.
So you're looking to invite new people, if I hear you correctly, or
invite people to find out more, or just in getting acquainted with them, and basically warming them up to, if there's anything that might be worth asking them or inviting them to come.
Okay. Here's what's been effective for me and in my business past and present, and that is take a look at yourself and your insurance agent or your real estate agent or your stockbroker. If you're working with a consultant or an advisor, and they leave firms, they go from one XYZ company to the next, ABC company, say, do you get a letter from them saying, hey, I've moved companies, I'm over here right now, I find that the company's stronger, the products are better, I'd love to have a cup of coffee and go over and review it with you, right? So So that's what we do professionally, and that's what most people expect from somebody who's professional. So what I would recommend is that you come up with a letter that says, hey, you know, to your prospects, your friends, family, and everybody in your contacts list that's in your phone, to let them know what it is that you do, and let them know what it is that you do and that you want to connect with them. Okay, whether it's for a cup of coffee, whether it's for lunch, or whether it's over a phone call. And so you send all that out, because you should have their email or their text messages, right? And you can make it personal. If it's, you know, I'm going to talk to my buddies here. When I'm talking to them, I don't really call them Steve. I call them bro. So I say, bro, hey, you know, so you got to connect with that person in front of you. You know, when I'm connecting with my family member, it's my cousin. You know, I'm not calling her by name. You know, Stephanie, I'm saying, yo, cuz, you know, because that's how we grew up. And so you want to connect with the people that you love and you know in the tonality and in the language that they're used to you speaking with. And if they're professional, like say my insurance agent, you know, then I'm going to address them as Andrew, dear Andrew, or hello, Andrew. I'm not going to call him bud or bro or cuz, you know, it's going to be dear Andrew. And so your letter should be, the body should be the same, but your intro should be, you know, customized to that person. And sometimes the ending, you know, so the body's the same, but the ending might be different. Meaning, like, for instance, you know, I can't wait to connect with you for lunch, or, you know, if I got lunch, you know, I'll take care of lunch when we go out to lunch. You're not going to say that to everybody, but for, you know, the prospects that you will, that's what's going to get them to come. So I always say, you know, inviting people and letting people knowing what you do through a letter, through a text. And then once you've met them and you've done the form, family, occupation, recreation, message, back and forth, and you've communicated that, then if they're ready for the product, move them forward. But if they're not ready for the product, this is key in my business, and it will be to your success as well. And that is to always ask for referrals. Mm-hmm. So I see you're not ready for this. Do you know anybody who you think, you know, could need this technology, or, you know, my knowledge that I can teach them? So I always ask for referral. If you're you know, working with a real estate agent, real estate agents are going to ask you, once you've sold the home for you or help you buy a home, they're going to ask you, who else do you know? Mm-hmm. No different. Okay. So I hope that helps with your prospecting. Get the letters out there, get the text message out there, get the emails out there. If it's somebody totally brand new, then again, there's no script to that, but who is the group, or who is this person that's brand new? Are they at the adult home? Are they mechanics? You have to customize a greeting or a letter or a communication for them. Does that make sense?
Yes, I have a couple of different environments and settings, you know, in which that I've connected with some new people. And one of the things that I'm experiencing right now is, like, on Facebook, I have a lot of new contacts and a lot of people that are into personal growth, personal development. So they're doing the same thing, kind of getting acquainted with me to find out what it is, how they can maybe serve me, and so and vice versa. And so it's kind of like, well, how can I make the best of that? You know, and basically they're wanting to know, you know, where I'm at and what I'm doing, and, you know, and how maybe we can maybe work together or something. So it's totally a new ball game for me.
No, that's a great question. Matter of fact, I do that on a daily basis. Did you guys hear that question? How do you connect with people with social media? And they're you know, and they're trying to get to know you. You're trying to get to know them, and it's like a ball game. You know, it's one ball batting back and forth, or a tennis game, back and forth, back and forth. So what I would recommend on something like that is I compliment them. I see them exercising. I see them traveling. I see their cars. You know, and I ask them. You know, I point it out to them. I say, hey, I see that your lifestyle is about physical fitness, or it's about the gym, or it's about hiking, or it's about this. You know what? I love that. I love that in my life as well. You know, if I see a hiking picture, I say, you know, I hike my local Pacific Northwest and everywhere I travel, and I see that you're over there. What other, you know, so it's getting to know, I truly want to get to know them that way. And then I let them know that personally, I say, you know, when it comes up, when I'm telling them my message, what I do is I tell them I teach them water quality and water health. Okay. So that's my service. You need to know exactly what you do. If I asked every single one of you guys, what is it that you do? You need to have your 11-second elevator pitch right down. You need to be so clear. I have people who are doing Enagic and also a carpenter. They're doing Enagic, they're also a realtor. They're doing Enagic, they're also, which is fine. But their mindset is, I'm a carpenter, or I'm a plumber, or I'm a car salesman, or I'm a whatever. Well, then that how am I supposed to trust you on a $4,000 or $5,000 medical device? So if you came across to me as the expert on water quality, on machines, and this, now I'm listening. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. So be clear at what is it that you do. You can have side jobs. You can have these other things. But if you want to sell an Enagic machine, an Enagic unit, an Enagic product, you better be all about the consulting, advising, teaching, mentoring on Enagic stuff. And that's why when people ask me, I say, I teach on water health and water quality. I work with family. I work with coaches. I work with athletes. I work with schools. I work with anybody, veterans. I work with anybody who's looking to optimize their health, right? I'm looking for anybody who's into preventative healthcare, or I'm looking for anybody who's going through some health issues, and I believe my product can help them.
Wow, Siha, I just got like 10 scripts from the last minute of your conversation. That's huge. A lot of great stuff.
Because it is huge. You guys need to know how to answer these questions. And you need
to listen to this again. That's great.
Yeah, you need to know how to answer the questions from your clients. And you can, in my opinion, it's when you're qualifying them, what do you think that they would respect most from you? Would they respect, your knowledge? Would they respect your high energy? Would they respect your enthusiasm? Because some people, I've made sales where I didn't talk anything about the technology. I'm all about the lifestyle. No offense. I'm talking about the Porsche. I'm talking about flying. I'm talking about, trips around the world with my family to places that, I've only dreamt of. So again, you have to qualify that person and get on their terms. And if you're not there yet, or if that's not your hobby, find something else that you can connect Enagic products to them.
Well, wow, so much. Thank you, Siha. Thank you, Callie, for your question. Sorry, guys, we're actually way past the hour, but hey, we're having fun and we're getting a ton of value from this. There's a lot of content here. And like I said, this has been recorded. I'm going to make it available. I'm going to post it on Facebook later. Email me, steve@truehealthvision.com, and I'll get you on my distribution list. And I want to make sure that you have the access to this so that you can share this with your people. I want to just thank everyone first and foremost.
Wait, Steve.
Thank you, Dan Edlund.
Steve, wait. Steve,
yeah.
Can I say something? Guys, I see you guys looking, and I see that you guys have questions, and I will be here to answer your questions. So we can edit this part out.
Yeah, we can stay on.
Right here, or what? It's up to Steve. It's his recording. Is there a burning question that you have right now? Is there a prospect that you need my help with right now? You guys are here because you want this, and I want to be here. So, we could end this now, or who has a burning question where you just need help? Yes, I see Callie again. Are you raising your hand?
Yes, I ran into a situation the other day, and it just felt like, oh my goodness, this could be maybe something I could play on more. It's I was at a house, there were like 6 of us in the house. I was sharing some of the water, and actually I just brought a gallon of water, and anybody could share, have something they wanted, and I happened to ask one of the people there, and I asked her about if she tasted it or something like that, or what she thought about it, and then she said that she's heard of this before, the water anyway, and but she had it, and she says, and she mentioned that it's like, I want more. It's like, and it was like, oh, okay, maybe she happens to live up over by the in Shoreline. And so I thought, well, maybe that might be somebody, and that's somebody that I have already made connections to do some exchange of doing some other things that we were together doing, you know, working with energy work.
Callie, what's your question, sweetie?
So my question, how could I turn this into a potential prospect turn this into a prospect, given that she's tried the water and that we've got this connection going on?
I'll ask you this. When you qualified her, what's her fix? What does she need to fix in her life?
Her fix was the water was like she wanted more. Her body, she recognized, she was tuned into, like, you know, she wanted some more of that.
No.
And I let her take home the rest of the water that there was.
That's a want, but what's her fix? Does she have a health issue? Does she have psychological issue? Does she have money issues? What's her fix in her life?
Yeah, that's what I got to find out. I think it might be.
Right there. Stop right there. You got to find out. Once you find out, you give her the fix.
Okay.
Thank you. That's how I coach.
Love it.
Any other questions? All right, then we're done.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Siha. Thank you, Dan Edlin, for helping me put this together. Like I said, the recording's going to be out there. We're going to do another one of these. We're going to get Siha back on this. So you're in demand, my friend. Thank you all for your time. And Siha, as always, we appreciate you, brother. Everybody say goodbye to Siha.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye, Siha. Bye, Siha.
Bye.
Everybody have an awesome day. God bless you.